With fillers, it'll go back into the system in your body. It'll break it down and put it throughout the system. But there are times it just doesn't all the time. They're calling it pillow face. It's just squishy. It's like it's poofy in places it shouldn't be. And women are like, what's this jelly? Like there's something in there moving. And a lot of women have decided to stop doing it because they don't like the appearance that they're getting over the years of it. And there's nothing really they can do much about it at this time. So what they were trying to prevent, they've just made worse. Hey gorgeous gals, welcome back to Contour Image, where I help you build confidence through your image. My name is Sharon Ports. I'm a California licensed esthetician, and today we're going to do a Reddit post with someone who has questions about their skin. So let's begin. So what this woman is asking today is, it's called nasal labial folds. And so she states, what can I do to lessen my smile lines? I've tried filler and it didn't work. And I absolutely hate them. I feel like they age me a lot. I have a good skincare routine, but these lines are so stubborn. So, as you can see in this picture that she's shown us, she's a very pretty girl, and I love what she's wearing. She's very cute, very pink. She's very feminine. Love it. But she's obviously talking about, these are the nasolabial folds here, is what she's talking about. And you know, some people may not really generally see them that often. Again, it's the lighting in here that kind of helps, but I think she purposely chose the lighting to just show you, hey, I have these lines, I don't like them. And I will say that that's the first, if not second, sign that most people kind of notice when it comes to lines, wrinkles, and aging. A lot of times they'll get it around the eyes, since the eye area does not create any oil. But then the next spot is the nasolabial folds, which is when we smile, we get those folds right here. And as children, we don't have them as much. We just smile and the skin kind of, you know, it works with us. It stretches, it molds because it has a lot of collagen and a lot of elastin that just is there. But over time, the collagen and elastin underneath start to break down, as well as the healthy fat that keeps our skin and our face looking full in a way that's healthy. And so when those 2 to 3 things start to deteriorate or start to reduce in an amount, we start seeing the lines, we start seeing the wrinkles, we start seeing the drooping and everything. So these are the first signs of aging right now. And like she says, she's tried, what did she say? She tried Botox or, she tried filler. I was gonna say filler would be the thing, because filler usually, it'll fill in the lines so that when you go to smile, whether it's the face, the eyes, or wherever you put it, it won't allow the skin to fold when it kind of crunches, if you will. It'll keep it from crunching, and so it'll keep it there and open. And so she says she's tried filler. Now, I'm not a big fan of Botox or fillers. I have done everything I possibly can to just kind of keep it to just simply skincare. So I want to look, so with her saying that she's tried fillers, it's amazing that none of that really helped or worked at that moment. It could be that she needed more units than she was using. However, the doctor or nurse practitioner should have identified how much that would be. They might have even told her, like, we think this amount, but if it's not enough, we'll give you some more maybe the next time, or you can come back in and we can give you more. Like I said, I'm not big on fillers or Botox. There's a few reasons why. I know that what they've stated was that the skin, when they inject it into the skin, the body would eventually break it down and kind of put it back into its system. So then therefore you need to go get more because it's not permanent. It's something that they don't want permanent. It's something that they, it probably wouldn't be a good thing if it was permanent. And on top of it, I think they like that because that means you got to come back for more and more. The problem though with these products is that, for instance, I didn't even mention what Botox was. Botox will actually just freeze the muscles. It'll stop the muscles from contracting. So if you smile, if you frown, or any of those, you can't really do that. You'll have this like straight face and you'll be like, oh, that's funny, ha ha ha. Maybe not so severe, but you can't really make the expressions like you normally would, which is what helps stop the lines and wrinkling. And then the fillers would just fill in the lines that have become those lines and wrinkles, so that they're like no longer there for the time. Well, the problem with the Botox and the filler is, for one, the Botox actually creates more aging. They've learned over time, about 20 plus years, the long-term side effects is that they will actually create your face to age much faster. And how that happens is, it's kind of like if you're using muscle to strengthen your body, you have to use that muscle to strengthen it. If you're not using that muscle to strengthen and to challenge it with lifting or doing whatever, well, the muscle just kind of starts to waste away a bit, which is what happens with aging. A lot of them don't exercise and stuff, so they start to waste away muscle-wise. And a lot of times we putting on fat because the body's kind of trying to compensate without having that muscle. And if you've ever seen a really, really old person who's like super, super little, thin and skinny, they like have no muscle in their body. It's kind of what happens to the face. If you're not using the muscle, well, then the muscle starts to deteriorate, which now you have no muscle in the face, or I shouldn't say you don't have any, but you just have very little. And it makes you age more because there's nothing there. So all that's there is the skin is just hanging on what's left on it. The other thing with the filler is they call it pillow face. The body doesn't 100%, as much as it does absorb it into the system over many, many years of doing it over and over and over, and having to increase your units because it is basically a drug for the skin. You need more and more for it to be effective. That goes with Botox and fillers. With Botox or with fillers, it'll go back into the system in your body. It'll break it down and put it throughout the system. But there are times it just doesn't all the time. And it's different for everyone, but it doesn't 100%. And over time that accumulates, kind of like interest in your bank account. If you keep it there long enough, they're calling it pillow face. It's just squishy. It's like it's poofy in places it shouldn't be. And women are like, what's this jelly? Like there's something in there moving. And a lot of women have decided to stop doing it because they don't like the appearance that they're getting over the years of it. And there's nothing really they can do much about it at this time. So what they were trying to prevent, they've just made worse. So that's another reason. And I knew they were going to find something. I'm like, yeah, they say it goes into the system and out. I'm finding out that I'm like, they're going to find long-term side effects, and it finally came out. So that's just something for you to think about if you're finding the same problems as she does. So the question is what can she do to either get rid of them or at least reduce them significantly where they won't bother her and it'll make her look a little younger and more youthful? Really, what I'd say, as I always do, and you will hear in all my videos as I go further on to these, is proper exfoliation and hydration in the skin. So the proper exfoliation, I'm not talking about rub scrubs, or rotary brushes. Those are actually be quite damaging for the skin, especially using those on a daily basis. For a gentle exfoliation would be things like enzymes that will gently dissolve and break down just the very top thin layer of your skin that will help give that softness. The thing about exfoliation is it helps reduce the signs of aging. Those are the lines and the wrinkles. It'll also help hydrate the skin. It will also help reduce sun damage, so long as you're proactive in putting on sunscreen and not sitting out and staying out in the sun. You're kind of keeping your way from being too much into the sun as much as you possibly can, wearing hats, staying more in the shade at best. So that's one of the reasons why I love exfoliation, is it does everything kind of for you. But to focus more on the hydration, there is a proper hydration process and step that you'll want to do. Your hydrating cleansers, moisturizers, and serums will not be enough in order to truly hydrate your skin. I know the skincare industry promotes that and puts that out a lot as like, oh, here, you know, we have this hydrating, and people are like, oh, it's so smooth and so soft and hydrating and stuff. It's not enough to truly do the effects. And I'm going to say the thing about hydrating the skin is it's very similar to a raisin and a grape. So what happens is the only difference between the two is there's a lack of water. They could be the exact same age, right off the same branch on the same day, but one went in the dehydrator and the other one just went into a package, for instance, to eat. And so the thing that makes one look older is just the lack of water, you know? So what will happen is if you properly exfoliate and hydrate, eventually this part will kind of help soothe it and soften out a bit more. And I've actually been able to not only reduce mine, but I've actually kept a lot of it from going any farther than it has. I didn't start doing skincare properly until I was about 27, 28, and I actually look far better than I think I did when I was 25. That's what I was getting to there. So that is something that I would definitely put on for this young woman right here. She doesn't tell me her age. It would only make sense that if she were to do that and use a good skincare regimen, it would probably really soften up a lot more. Now, if she still was having issues with them, then what I would do is I would tell her to go into something like a deeper peel of products, or that I would actually have her maybe do maybe even some laser if it goes on farther than that. But more or less, or other kind of procedures that they might have that can help regenerate and get those the cells that create the collagen and elastin to really start to kind of awaken, and you kind of have to challenge the skin to do so, which is another thing the exfoliation can help do as well. So in this, thank you so much for joining me here at Contour Image. I will have some links in the description for you to take if you are interested in things like your skin type. I have a simple, short, easy quiz for you to take. It's actually kind of fun to take. It'll give you more information on your skin type after you're done answering the questions, and what products to use and a proper skincare regimen for your skin type. And that'll kind of set you off a little bit in the right way to kind of go if you are interested more in how to take better care of your skin and balance out your skin type. I also have other information I will have linked down below as well, with other reports and books that I have written about skincare, and specifically maybe what I would recommend for someone like her if you are experiencing the exact same similar issues. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here at Contour Image. My name is Sharon Ports, and just remember to stay beautiful for life.